Hey guys, happy pre-Friday. That's what I'm gonna just every day. Like, it's never Thursday. Today is Thursday, right? Y'all, it's wild. I don't even know what day it is ever. It's fine. Hold on, let me pin this stinking pin it. Hi everybody. Happy almost weekend. We're almost there. I always get excited for the weekend, but every time I'm like, why am I excited? Like, it's just another day for me. Even doing surveillance, like as a PI, like surveillance, the weekends were the biggest surveillance days like ever. So it was never just like, oh, Friday is the weekend. No. Oh, thank you for listening to the podcast. Wasn't that episode crazy, you guys? So nuts. So I have so much to share with you guys today. Yes, Thursday's pre-weekend. Hi in Miami. It's pre-Friday. Sarah, thank you so much. I'm still feeling really yucky. Nail Junkie 615. You guys, she's the one who does my press-on nails, my custom press-ons. Look, this says 2024 or 20, yeah, what year is it? 2024. It doesn't say 47 or whatever. It's backwards. But anyways, Nail Junkie 615. That's who you're gonna go to for custom nails. She does an amazing job. Thursday is Tiny Friday. I love that. So I'm not doing super amazing. Like, I'm feeling kind of yucky, but I have a lot of crap to share with you guys today. So today is I do too. I like having the guests. Thank you so much for loving the podcast. I'm so grateful for you guys. So I have a lot to share with you guys today. You like my hair? I'm gonna put my hair up just so I can do my makeup. Oh, happy birthday, Amanda. Okay, so, process server. Oh, so many, like, business representatives in here. So today marks 2 years that I signed up with Saint as a Saint artist. I've been a PI for 17 years doing surveillance, sitting in my car. Look, I opened my palette and there's nothing in it. I'm stupid. I need a different palette. Which was my palette? We'll use this one. The makeup is great for rosacea and acne, problematic skin because it has beeswax, and beeswax is really good for your skin. So I've been a private investigator for 17 years, right? Doing surveillance, whatever. So, I'm sitting in my car on surveillance the last several years, and I would do my makeup, okay? So I would put on my makeup, and it was just something that I love to do to kill time while I'm on surveillance, okay? So thank you, Ashley. You're so sweet. So that's what I did. I did my makeup on surveillance. I am Marshall's mom. Wait, really? Oh my God. Hi, Claudia. Are you seriously Marshall's mom? Stop it. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. Thank you so much for being here. I'm tickled pink. Okay, so Carrie, you might have to take the exclamation point off so it'll automatically, because I have it set up to automatically send you a thing, but I think it's specific to like just the word. I don't know. Anyway, so as I'm sitting on surveillance, right, over the last several years, I started doing makeup. Well, as I started doing makeup, I kind of got good at it, right? Because listen, I need you guys to know I'm the ugly fat girl my whole life. I don't feel that way now. I'm not talking bad about myself. That's just what people called me, like my whole entire life. That was my label. And so that's just kind of what I kind of came to think about myself, right? Like, people say things enough times and you start to think it. Like, people start to tell you things and they gaslight you your whole life. Like, people tell you that, all these different things your whole entire life, right? So I've just been the ugly fat girl. Like, that's just been my title. So I'm a private investigator doing surveillance because my college professor told me, you'll never make it in that industry. You're a girl, that's a man's industry, whatever. So I'm like, well, that's the only reason I became a PI. I had no interest in becoming a private investigator. I wanted to be on the SWAT team. He told me I couldn't have my nails done to be on the SWAT team. And he told me, he said, you're going to have to do this and that. And basically alluding to the fact that I would never be able to pass the physical test because of my size. Told me that I had like nails. So all this stuff, right? So, thank you so much, lady. You're so sweet. Nail Junkie 615 right here on Instagram. Her name is Tiffany. She's my best friend of 27 years. She's very trustworthy. She was she's in the criminal justice field too. Yeah, too old to care anymore. Thank you, Nail Junkie 615. Okay, so anyway, so I became a PI because my professor told me I couldn't because I was a girl and I would never make it. And I was like, well, I'm 20 years old and I'm like, well, I'll prove him wrong, just because I was like the class clown, but also I was like, if he was going to be an asshole to me, I was going to be an asshole right back. So I was like, hide and watch. So I kind of went on my own time and I was like, wait, could I be a PI? Like, is that even something that's possible? Because he said it wasn't. So I started looking up on the Google machine. I was like, how to be a PI in Florida. And I researched and figured out how to get my license. And y'all, lo and behold, before you know it, when I got my PI license, like I found a sponsor. I found like all the things I needed to do. I took the course, like all these things, right? Now, by this time I have a criminal justice degree, right? So I have a couple degrees in criminal justice. I'm like, well, no matter what I do, I'm going to do something great. Like I wanted to be in like probation or parole, something. I wanted to be in the criminal justice field. My dad was a cop. There's a lot of military and cops in my family. I didn't want to be in the military because ain't nobody going to tell me what to do. So anyways, sorry, you guys, I'm in this stage of like just getting sick. So it's going to be bad. I know I start talking fast. I can't help it. So anywho, so he tells me I can't be a PI, I become a PI, and I just start working. Like, nobody taught me how to be a PI. They were just like, here's an address, go do surveillance, and I'm like, so I just, like, go there and just, like, sit, like, I just go sit, like, that's all I do is I just go and just sit. Like, they're like, yeah, you go watch this lady at her house, right? Elderberry. I've heard so much about elderberry. Anyway, so they're like, yeah, basically that's what you do. You go to this person's house, you sit outside, you watch this person and see what they do. You have a video camera because that's what they told me how to do, and I had to get my windows tinted, and that's what you do. So that's what I did, and I went and did my first surveillance. I had no clue what was going on. Anyways, so fast forward, I keep doing more and more surveillance cases. Nobody ever taught me. They just sent me addresses. I kept getting burned. Like, I was like, hey, I'm kind of ballsy. Like, I'm not someone who's, like, scared to talk to people. So, hey, Daryl, it's so good to see you, my friend. I'm not someone who's scared to talk to people ever. Like, I'm not shy. I'm not scared at all. So when they said, like, hey, go sit in front of this house, y'all, I sat right in front of this lady's mailbox, right? Like, her front door faces one street, and so I was parked in front of her mail. Like, literally, I could have opened my window and reached out and touched the mailbox, okay? Meanwhile, her garage is so she's on a corner. Her garage is facing the other road, right? And they're like, if she leaves, you just follow her. And I'm like, all right, first case, like, this is what we're doing. We're doing it. Very first case of my PI life, 17 years ago, okay? I get busted. They chase me down. I chase them down. Like, I'm out of my car, and then they try to call the cops. I mean, it's a whole big thing. It was wild. So I just kept, like, doing these cases, and little by little, I kept learning more and more how to do surveillance, how to follow people, whatever, right? So I was just learning from my own mistakes by this point. Like, nobody taught me anything. I was literally on my own, okay? Well, over time, I realized that a lot of surveillance is just like, it's not as cool as as you think it is. It's just like, do you have to have a criminal justice degree? You have to look up the licensing requirements for your state. In Florida, you don't have to have a degree, but it does help your it can shorten your internship. So anyway, so I had no idea what was going on. I learned very quickly that surveillance is not as cool as it looks, and it's a lot of sitting and waiting. So what I learned was, exactly, I do have it. I get away with stuff because I'm a girl. People are like, they knock on my window all mad, and I roll down the window, and they're like, oh, you scared me. I thought you were a scary PI. And I'm like, oh, no, me, no. Anyway, so I got, there's a lot of boredom, and a lot of people don't realize that there's hours and hours and hours. Like, before you get the cool activity, you are sitting there for freaking ever, like forever and ever, just waiting for people to do stuff, and it's boring, like literally boring, right? So I learned that super duper quick. Well, what I learned was that if I'm gonna sit on surveillance, I need stuff to do. So this is when like cell phones were just not just coming out, but like they didn't have like the cool smartphones or whatever. So there was very limited stuff you could do. So there was like like you could, like, this is when TomTom GPSs like come out, right? Like the Garmin GPS. If you're an 80s baby, you know what I'm talking about. I was born in 84, so you know what I mean. Even some of you 90s babies. But so anyways, you play Candy Crush, you play like whatever, you pay your bills, you talk to your mama. There's all these different things that you do while on surveillance, okay? Well, I started watching the YouTube videos because this is when, like, several years into being a PI, this is when the YouTube started getting real big and the influencers and the makeup and all this stuff, right? Yes, Snake with the old Nokia. I can't laugh real hard or I'll start coughing like crazy, but yes, Snake was the jazz. Anyway, so, where was I at? Oh yeah. So you had to find something to do while on surveillance, and I would, find stuff to do, makeup. And I learned that while I'm sitting on surveillance, me and my best friend could video chat and we could do like our makeup together, right? So we would do like different makeup looks, and she would do her thing at her job, whatever she was doing, or if she was at home, and we would just do makeup together, and we would be on video chat. And I'm talking about Nail Junkie, the girl I just referred you guys to for the nails, the custom nails. It's her. Like, we sat forever and ever and ever. Yeah, I do. I'll be 40 this year, you guys. I'll be 40 on July 4th. So anyway, so I'm sitting on surveillance, and I watch these influencers do all this makeup, and I'm like, okay, well, I want to play with makeup. So I started playing with makeup. Well, I got really good at it. Okay, so for the next 12 years or so, I got really good at makeup. There's a rogue hair. There you are. So I got really good at makeup, and then I started doing other people's makeup. They were like, well, can you do my makeup? Because, hey, Tammy, people started commenting on my makeup, and they're like, your makeup looks really, really good. Oh my God, we're literally 10 days apart. We have to celebrate together. So people started commenting on my makeup. Your makeup looks really, really good. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, remember how I told you guys I was always the ugly fat girl and I only became a PI because my professor told me I couldn't? Like, I'm all about like going against something somebody says, right? So, but when people tell you you're fat and ugly, that's the one thing you believe, right? So anyways, so when people started complimenting my makeup, they were complimenting something that I had never been, I never got compliments before. So I was really enjoying the compliments. So, sorry, my lips hurt. So I started getting better at the makeup, and I just started honing in on what people were commenting on, which was my makeup. So I got better at the makeup. Well, I got so good at the makeup that people started, I got so good at the makeup that people started telling me, you need to do makeup videos. You need to be an influencer. But I'm like, you guys have told me, and not you guys, I mean people in general, told me my whole life, you're fat, you're ugly, you're fat, you're ugly. And now they're like, you need to do makeup videos. I'm like, who's going to listen to me? Who's going to listen to the ugly fat girl talking about makeup? Who's going to take advice from me, from a makeup girl, right? And mind you, I didn't have no like formal training. I was just learning from YouTube, right? And just kind of figuring out what works and what doesn't. And then of course, as a private investigator, I'm researching and I'm investigating, why does contour go here? How does this work? And so I taught myself all about makeup and placement and bone structure and colors and all of these things. I still don't know warm and cool tones. It's a thing. Whatever. So how would anyone ever think you're ugly? Thank you so much. There was a time, I think, because when people tell you that you're fat and ugly, you start to embody that. Like I would wear the sloppy clothes, and I was like, well, I'm fat and ugly. I can't dress fashionably, so I just never did. And so you just go by what people are telling you, which isn't the right thing to do. But now I know that. I didn't know that then. I'm sitting in front of a window, so like the blinds are kind of closed. This is all the way open, but then I can't see myself. So I try to keep it so that it's natural light. But I do have I like the Reiki lights. They're on my Amazon storefront. But I like the ring lights a lot. Thank you so much, Janine. I really appreciate it. I've come a long way in the way that I carry myself, but that's what I'm getting to. Up until 2 years ago, you guys, I sat on surveillance, isolated. This personality, okay, sitting in a car with blacked out windows, double limo tent, okay? Think of like literally no one can see in. I am isolated by myself in a car for 17 years. Every day, 7 days a week. I have a work ethic like nobody's business, and that's what I did for 17 years. I sat in a car by myself, isolated. I became depressed. And I went home. I had friends and family. But like when you're isolated for that long and all you do is deal with people who are like bad people, who are liars, and they're cheating and they're lying and they're, doing all these things they shouldn't be doing. It makes for great stories now that I'm in a better headspace. Like now that I'm in now that I'm in a better place where I can actually share the stories and they don't hurt my heart anymore. Like now it's funny and it makes for good entertainment, right? But then it ate at me, and that's all I did was I sat and I watched bad people do bad things by myself, isolated. You're not working with other people in an office. You can wear whatever you want. Guys, there were so many times I left my house wearing my pajamas and went to freaking work. I didn't brush my hair. I just got up, the alarm clock went off, and within 5 minutes I was out the door in my car. I would literally, I didn't care for myself. I would just stop at McDonald's and get breakfast and stop at wherever. Like if I was hungry, I would just go to Subway and get a sandwich. Like I didn't care enough about myself to pack a nutritious lunch or, anything like that. Like it was just, I was lazy. I felt worthless because that's what everybody had told me for so long. And so now you have all of these thoughts in your head from what people have told you that you are. And so anyways, over the course of several years learning makeup, and people are like, oh, you're good at the makeup. You're good at the makeup. So I started doing the makeup. Well, if you see the old pictures that I posted, you can see that the makeup was perfect, flawless application, but it was cakey. It was dry and it was perfect. That was the look back in the day. Right. And so that's it. My makeup was flawless. My eyeshadows, everything was flawless. But in my heart, I was still sad. I was still lonely. I was still isolated. Whatever. And I plan on being a PI the rest of my life, right? So what happened was, as someone who would consume makeup stuff online and consume stuff from creators and, kind of look at what everybody's doing. And I started coming across different YouTubes and different videos. And I was like, oh, that's a cool makeup. And I would try. No, my parents never spoke down on me about my weight. They would be like, hey, I just, do you want to go work out with me? They were very kind about it. They were like, hey, I just want to, I want you to feel confident in your body. And, I want you to, they were very kind about it. My dad wasn't there. I have daddy issues, obviously abandonment. My brother left at 16 or 17 to go into the military. So then he abandoned me. It wasn't his fault, but whatever. So anyways, it was just my perception was my reality. And, every guy that I dated, they would get what they wanted from me, and they'd be like, oh, well, bye now. And I'm like, wait, what happened? And anyways, it was a lot of promiscuity, putting a lot of my value in what a boy thought of me. If he thought I was cute, for sure I was valuable or whatever. And then the minute he gets sex from you or gets whatever he wants from you and then he dips out on you, then it's you thought that this was, something people do when they love you, and you learn real quick that your value is not based on, what a boy thinks of you, but it takes years before you're this is not something that I need to be doing. Anyway, so yeah, email me if you haven't gotten your order. Sometimes the shipping takes a little longer, but I'll always help with that. So you can text me or email me anytime. So anyways, so I started kind of learning the makeup and getting better at it, and people wanted me to do their makeup, so they were acknowledging that I was good at makeup. Well, in consuming all of this makeup stuff and from all the influencers and everything, I started realizing that I was like, oh, this is really fun. And so it was just something that I was good at that people were acknowledging. For once in my life, I was getting complimented about something. I wasn't pretty. Your makeup always looks good. Oh, your makeup looks nice. Oh, your makeup is this. Oh, your makeup is that. But no one ever said, oh, you look beautiful. They just said your makeup looks nice. So I wanted to do more makeup. So anyways, I see all the influencers they're like, oh, use this Benefit mascara. And I would buy the Benefit mascara and use this and try this. And so I had collected, it became a hobby for me, but also a little bit of an unhealthy obsession, because I was like, oh, everybody's commenting on my makeup, so let me do more of the makeup. So I would get all the things and I would try all the things. And I wasn't even making videos. I was just getting the makeup things that these influencers were telling me to get, and then I would use it. I would take a picture and post it on my social media, right? I would post it on, I would just take a selfie and post it. Looking back on them now, I'm like, ooh, Buzz, your girlfriend, woof. Remember that scene from Home Alone where Kevin finds the picture of Buzz's girlfriend? He's like, Buzz, your girlfriend, woof. Anyway, so I started to I was like, anything the influencers were saying that they would, my skin and eyes are sensitive. Yeah, and there's only 11 ingredients. So if you're a sensitive skin girl, talk to my sensitive skin customers. Go to my beauty group. It's called Freedom in Beauty VIP. Lots of sensitive skin girls, and they talk about it. But yes, their return policy is 30 days. It's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So anyways, I start doing the makeup. I wanted, I start posting the pictures, and it would be like a really cool selfie that I took or whatever. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, and people were acknowledging that my makeup looked good. Well, then that's when I came across the Saint makeup. Okay. And this is where I think a lot of people get cringy. And this is where a lot of people are like, oh, direct sales. 'Cause I did the same thing. So I see this company and I'm like, if you've seen it's on Facebook. It's called Freedom in Beauty VIP. So I see these girls online and they're doing, I don't know if you've seen the other Saint artists. I've done it too, where you take the dots and the lines and you put it all over and then you blend it and it's like, whoa, look at this transition. And I'm like, that's the dumbest garbage I've ever seen. No one does their makeup like that. That's stupid. Gotta try it. Like, because at this point I'm a makeup junkie and everybody's telling me like this is my only worth. Like, this is the only thing I'm getting compliments on is makeup. So I'm gonna keep doing the makeup. So I was trying all the makeup that ever existed in the world ever. So I was like, I'm gonna buy this makeup. Well, I thought it was like an affiliate marketing program where like my Lashify, for instance, like if you like, I don't it's not a like a multi-level marketing. It's just like, hey, if I promote these they give me a certain percentage or they'll give me free lashes or whatever, right? But I thought this was the same thing. And so I was like, well, if I buy the makeup, they can't make me make a video, but if I do, they'll pay me like the 15 cents or whatever. Like, I didn't know. So I'm like, yeah, hit the button, check out, whatever. I went to Klarna and I did the thing where they like break my payments up over and I bought the big kit. It was like $400. And so I wanted all the colors. And I was like, well, I'm doing other people's makeup, so I could benefit from having all the colors, whatever. So that's what I did. Well, as soon as I hit the button to like sign up, you guys, I got the email that said, hey, welcome to, whatever, like, thank you, Haley. What was it? Hold on. And you see the name. How much did you invest in makeup over that period? Oh my God, thousands. You guys, I opened credit cards. So like I would go into debt to do the makeup because I was so obsessed with it because people said the makeup was good. So I wanted to do more of the makeup. So I put a lot of money into makeup that I ended up throwing away after. But so anyways, so after I signed up and I hit the button, I got an email and it said, hey, you're a Saint artist now. And I was like, I don't know what that means. Like, what does that mean? Well, then I realized that it was like a, Maria, I do now, like not for other people. I just sell the makeup. But I realized it was a direct sales company and I was like, it's a pyramid scheme. I get up from my vanity. I run downstairs. I tell my husband, I said, we're going to lose the house. I signed up for a pyramid scheme. I'm so sorry. I don't know what I did. Please don't hate me. You're going to divorce me. Like, we have to move to Mexico. Like, I thought we had legit, like, signed up for a pyramid scheme and I just ruined our whole family. And, like, we're going to lose the house. Like, because, you hear the horror stories, right? So I'm like, I don't want no part of this. So I was reading on the website and I was like, how do I return this? Well, on the website, it said, if you don't use your product, like you can totally return it. We'll buy it back from you 100%, whatever. I still do PI sometimes, but this is my full time. You guys, what is it when it's times 12? Because that's how much I doubled my income times 12. I don't know what times 12 is. Like quadruple tupled. Doesn't my income. I still do PI, just very, very like if I want to do PI. Like if they give me a case and they're like, hey, this is in your area, do you want to work this? I'll be like, maybe. And I all came through. So anyways, so can you guys still hear me? I hope you can. Times 12. Yeah. So anyways, they said that they will refund my money if I don't use it. So I was like, all right, if I get this in the mail, I'm just going to return it. Right. So I waited for the makeup to came. I waited for the makeup to come. Excuse me. Well, then when the makeup came, I was like, this is stupid. I tossed my palette. I closed it up. I threw it in the trash. And I was like, this is stupid. Like, this is dumb makeup. Like, they need to buy this back. And so I was like, they need to buy this back for me. Like, whatever. This is so dumb. Because I wasn't used to it. I was so used to the liquids and the bottles and the sticks and the tubes and the compacts and all these different things, right? So, yes, words are hard. So I was like, no way. This is totally and completely dumb. So I kept trying to play with the makeup, and now mind you, I didn't follow any Saint artists. I didn't even have social media. Like, it just happened to, like, I had Instagram, but I had like 9 followers, and like 7 of them were my mom, like, because they were all just like different accounts my mom had that she didn't remember the password to, so she kept creating new accounts. So I had like 9 followers on Instagram. I didn't have a TikTok. I'd never been on TikTok. So I didn't know anything about it. And so, like, no following, no nothing. I had 71 friends on Facebook, and it was just like, I was very selective about who was on my social media. So when I get this makeup, I'm like, all right, you know, whatever. I started looking online for like I was like, other people are really doing this makeup. Like, how? I don't get it. This is my 2-year Saint anniversary. So it's my 2 years of Saint. I signed up 2 years ago. So, yes, I sure can. This is Bubba. This is Bubba that I just put on. And this next one is Lullaby. So I did not know any Saint artists. Nobody recruited me. I signed up under corporate because I didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing. I just went through the website. I didn't know any Saint artists. I didn't sign up under anyone. No one was earning commission off of me. Nothing. So I did it by myself for 3 months. Okay, so for 3 months, I'm learning the business. I'm learning the makeup, all of these things, right? This is Lullaby, Soulmate, and Drift. Can I sum up what's so good about this makeup? This is my whole makeup bag, first of all. You can do a whole face in 5 minutes. Everything's the same consistency, so it blends really pretty. And there's only 11 ingredients, so it's clean and super easy, super fun, and lots of options. Yeah, I can do as if. I actually did a video for Halloween with that one, but I can do another one. Hold on, let me screenshot that so I'll put that on my to-do list. So anyways, so I didn't sign up under anybody, had no idea it was even a direct sales company. It's only $16. So like $16 for your foundation, $16 for your concealer, $16 for your contour. A lot less expensive than regular like Ulta makeup. Still waiting for makeup colors for mature women. Marcia, did you send for a color match? The checkered palette? The checkered palette, I think on some of the sizes, but I think they're mostly gone. These are the Lashify EE Extra Extreme 18, 17, 16. Comment lashes and it'll take you, comment lashes and I have it set up to automatically send you the link for the lashes. You get a discount using my link. Sorry. And you had the time because you were doing surveillance. Yeah, so while I'm sitting on surveillance, I started playing with the makeup. Well, then what happened was because I signed up under nobody, I had to learn this makeup. Like, I was like, what is this crap, right? So I made a video because I was like, well, success leaves clues, right? And my glow kit has lasted, it lasts a long time. If you do your makeup every 6 months, at least 4 to 6 months, like, they don't run out very quick. You don't use very much. It's really, really pigmented. It's a lot different than liquid. So anyways, so what I realized really quickly was that, Hawaii, hi. What I realized really quickly was that there was a lot to learn. And I didn't have anybody to learn from. So I'm an investigator. Like, I didn't mind. I'll learn it all myself. So I went to the Saint artist groups and I was involved. I read the emails and did my research. I did all the Googling. Like, I was on the Google machine and whatever. Yeah, it'll last all day. Personally, I like to use a setting spray, but I've always used it. I just always use a setting spray. It's not waterproof. Like, it's not labeled waterproof, but it's made of beeswax because beeswax is really good for your skin. So water beads off of it. So I'm not allowed to say that it's waterproof. So no, it's not waterproof. Yeah, it takes a few applications, but it's fine. Oh, that's okay. Thanks, girl. It's totally fine. So anyways, so Okay, so I signed up under Nobody, and this is a direct sales company where the person you sign up under is the person that's responsible for like helping you, like guiding you, showing you where the ins and outs are, kind of giving you tips for like starting your business or like what you can do. Well, what I learned was that I was like, well, I don't want to build a team. Like I have no interest in like people counting on me to teach them how to do this crap. Like I don't even like it. And so I was like, I don't want to do whatever. So people were, no, it doesn't transfer. I mean, if you rub it, yeah, but don't, that's like any makeup, I guess. Does the makeup have good colors for chocolate? Girl, yes, we can match any skin tone. I'm in Florida in the humidity. I do surveillance in 140-degree cars, and it's fine. It doesn't come off with heat or humidity should never affect your makeup. It just won't affect this makeup. So anywho, I had no guidance or anything, so I'm teaching myself. And well, I did a video because I was like, let me see. Everybody's saying this is so good, and I've already thrown this away and picked it up out of the trash multiple times. Before I return this, let me make a video. So I made a 17-minute long video explaining the makeup, what I had learned, and I posted it on my Facebook with 71 friends, no social media. And I said, is anybody willing to try this? And one of my friends was like, I'll try it. So I went over to her house and I put it on her. She hated it. She just didn't like, she's very particular when it comes to her makeup, but also I think she likes that really dry, like, matte look. And she didn't like the fact that it was cream, even though it's cream makeup, but look, it's not like wet. Anyways, it was new to her. It was new to me. I had no idea what I was doing, whatever. Well, she didn't like it. So I was like, all right, for sure I don't like it. Well, then other people started looking at my videos. Now, mind you, I had 71 people, 71 friends. That's all on my Facebook. That's all the video. And I was like, and I had asked, does anybody want to try this crap? Because I feel like I'm going to return it, but I'm not really sure. I'd like to get some honest opinions. At this point, I was like, I don't want to be someone who's like going to sell makeup because like direct sales, like please don't be in my email or my inbox being like, hey girl, we haven't talked since high school, but I'd love to. No, I'm not doing that hey girl shit. Like we're not doing that. So I just made a video. People organically responded and said, I'll try it. So then I had like two of my other friends that ordered makeup and they liked it. And I'm like, I really like this. And I'm like, ew, you do? And then they're like, yeah. And then more people. And I was like, it's a pyramid scheme, right? Like, don't buy it's a pyramid scheme. And they're like, no, like, it's good makeup. Like, it might be a direct sales, like, company, but this is good makeup. And I'm like, really? And so I'm like, all right. Well, then people were asking, like, how do I sign up? And I'm like, no, I have no idea what I'm doing. Do not sign up under me, right? So then I had one of my friends who is she really likes to do the direct sales parties, like the Scentsy and the Pure Romance and all those. She always does the parties. She's a baseball mom. She has lots of friends, right? So she was like, do you want me to do a party for you? And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, what do you mean do a party? And she's like, you can do a party like on Facebook or in my house. And then people can come and they can try the makeup, whatever. So she does this Facebook party. There's snot running out of my nose. You guys, I'm sick. I'm sorry. So she does like this Facebook party. Nobody comments, nobody posts, nobody shows up. Well, I didn't know what I was doing either. Like I looked up on one of the Facebook groups for the Saint artist groups or whatever. And I was like, how do you do a friggin' party? I don't know what's going on. And so I found like a template and I was like, all right, I guess we can try this. So anyways, that's what I did. Like I did this party and I was engaging. Like I went live and I did all of this stuff and I did what I thought you were supposed to do for a party and it was fine. Like looking back on it, I did all the right things. I just didn't know how to like engage people because I wasn't going to sell makeup. Like if it doesn't sell itself, I'm out, right? So, anyways, nothing happened. Well, then I was like, all right, that was pretty cool. Like that wasn't so bad. But she says that this is really successful. My friend that wanted to have a party. She's like, sorry, nobody bought makeup. And I was like, it's okay. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm just out here kind of, what else am I going to do? I sit on surveillance for 1,200,000 hours a day. Like, whatever. So I did another party for someone else who was like, can I do a party? And I was like, I don't know so much about friggin' parties. You don't know something I don't know about pyramid schemes? Well, anyway, so now I'm starting to understand like how people get sales is they like do these parties. Well, it's never been something I've been interested in. And I'll tell you, I don't do parties anymore. Like I don't care for them. Like if someone wants me to, I will. But I'm just not good at that. Like whatever. So anyways, another person had a party and I was like, all right, well then still no comments, no likes, no shares, no like engagement. And I was like, I'm really bad at this. Like, this is not up in my wheelhouse. Yeah. The ingredients are listed on every single product, every single shade, every single product. So, and yes, if you're over 25, you need to be wearing the cream makeup. They are, Maria, like the parties on Facebook. It's like, hey, welcome to this party. I'm going to teach you all about this cream makeup. Where me, I just want to be like, hey, I'm going to show you guys how this makeup works. You're a grown-ass woman. If you want to try it, let me know. If not, I'll see you next Tuesday. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not it's just not my thing to be like, hey, girl, let me show you this. And so I'm just not good at it. Like, I just feel like it's very fake and I don't know how to make it real, like, so much more organic. Anyway, so mind you, I still don't have a mentor. I still don't have a leader to, like, ask how to do this or what to do. So I'm just kind of winging it. Like, I'm on a wing and a prayer, right? So, now I'm a couple months in and I kept doing these parties. I did like 5 because I was like, well, she's, my friend told me she'd have a party and that's how people are successful. So I just did more and more parties. And I was like, does it wash off easily? I use a makeup remover. It's by Peach and Lily and I just put it on my face. It's not concrete. You know what I mean? Like, it'll come off, but it's not gonna, like, it won't just come off all willy-nilly. Yeah, girl. I'll do a picture after. Look at my eyebrows. Ooh, them are rough, y'all. Sorry, I'm snotting in your face. Anyways, so, where's that? Oh, so I did like 4 or 5 more parties. Well, then I'm about 3 months in. I signed up on January 4th, 2 years ago today. Well, about March, I get to the point where I had another party and I was like, well, it's just going to be nothing. Like, no one's ever going to buy anything. Like, this is fine. I'll just go on about my day. And by this time, I'm just doing it just to kind of like do it. Like, just to kind of have a party. You guys, I had like $3,000 in sales and like 2 people signed up under my team. And I was like, please don't. And then like all these girls wanted to get color matched and I'm like, I don't know how to color match. Please don't buy this makeup. You want to sign up under me? Actually, there's a really cool girl and her name is, and she's a leader here and maybe you can sign up under her. Like, I was like, oh God, like I didn't know what to do. Right. So, okay, we're done. We're not, that's not, thank you. Goodbye. So anyways, what is up? What algorithm am I on? Block and delete, Lord Jesus. Block and delete. So anyways, so now I have these people that, number one, they want to sign up on my team. I have no idea what that means. I don't have a mentor myself. Like, I don't have a direct sales leader. I signed up under corporate on accident. I didn't know what I was doing. So I didn't have like anybody to kind of like show me. Like, I didn't have anybody to learn from or anybody to like, emulate. So I was like, please don't sign up under me. Well, they did. And then I was like, okay, well, here we are. It's like getting pregnant when you don't expect it or when you think you're not ready. And then you're like, well, what do we do? Well, I guess I'm going to be a mama now. And so that's kind of what it was like. Like, I was not scared to have a baby, right? Like, I was so excited. Like, this is the best gift. Like, God gave me the best gift ever in the world. He gave me some artists on my team, y'all. I about had a panic attack and a half. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, Lord Jesus, help me. I didn't know what was going on. So then all these people signed up under me and I'm like, okay, well, I told him, I said, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what we're doing here. So welcome. Well, then I met this woman who was in the eyeshadows are powder and you can build your own palette. These are totally customizable. Like, this is just the size and the color I chose. There's little bitty baby palettes where if you just want like 4 shades, this is the number 4 collection on the website. Whatever, just y'all, if you text this number that I posted, that is literally my text number. You can text me and be like, hey, Mackenzie, and I'll be like, hey girl, hey, like, how's your mom? Like, it's literally me. It's not a robot. But if you text the word match to that number, I have it set up to automatically send you the link so you don't have to wait for a reply. And then when you send your color match, I'll text you and say, hey, here's your colors. What questions do you have? Whatever. And I'll email you too. So anyways, so I met this woman on the, one of the Saint Facebook groups, and I said, okay, I don't have any leadership, but you've been answering a lot of my questions in this group, like, that I've been using, like, hey, does anybody know how to do this? Or, hey, can somebody help me color match or whatever? and she's like, I would love for you to join my team. It's really, really great. You'll get a lot of help here. So all you have to do is email corporate and tell them, hey, I want to be on Liz's team. So I was like, oh man, all right. But then I was mad because I was like, if I join her team, she's going to make money off of me. I don't freaking want her to make money off me. That's rude. And now it's like a pyramid scheme, right? Like, so then I'm like, I don't want to be on anybody's team because then they're going to make money on me and I don't like it. Like, ew, no, right? So Crimson, can you swatch it in pomegranate? Yeah, I have that on my to-do list today. Hold on. I might have them right here next to me. Maybe I don't. I'm not sure. I'll look. Actually, yes, I do. I'll do it right now while I'm sitting here. That's Demi. That is not the right one. Stand by. This is Crimson. Hold on, y'all. This has been on my to-do list. So this is Crimson right here. This is going to be great for green eyes, blue eyes, and even brown eyes with a little, maybe you put a little bit of ginger, like shimmer on top. So that's Crimson. This is the shade of the month. It's available now. And then pomegranate is, hold on, I got to think for a minute. I got to find all the shades. Oh, so I didn't want to sign up on this girl's team because I was like, well, then she's going to make money on me, and that's rude. Like, I am not, like, you cannot make money off of me because then I'm part of a pyramid scheme, and ew, that's gross. And I was like, where's that one? Y'all, hold on a minute. Lord help me. So I was really hesitant, but I needed the help. I needed the guidance. I needed the color match help and all the things, right? So, pomegranate right here. Boop. This one is pomegranate. So Crimson and pomegranate. These will be really pretty together too. Those are look, those are gonna be great for green eyes and blue eyes. Orange is opposite blue on the color wheel, so it's gonna make blue eyes pop. But I always say do whatever you want. Don't follow a color wheel because do whatever you want. Your confidence walks into a room before your makeup does. Yes, wear the shimmer, wear the ginger coppery with red hair. Absolutely. Yes, you absolutely can. I would pop it off with even some purples or, oh my gosh, there's so much you could do with it. You could add like, As If, which is a purple. Someone asked about As If earlier. Which color hides redness? If you have a lot of redness in your skin, like large areas of redness, use the contour called Aspen. I know you're like, that's gray and brown. No, it's not. Girl, trust me. Take a light brush like this one. This is the wash brush. And dust it in your Aspen like it's a powder and dust it all over your face. It will cancel out. It'll mute the red. I promise you. Promise you. Trust me. But if you have like redness, like pimples, like a red pimple, it's probably actually violet. So you probably want like a yellow demi corrector. So like the color correctors, you might want to use like this yellow shade. I know what I'm talking about. Just text me. I got you. Anyway, so yay! I'm pretty good. I'm really pretty good at color matching. Like I've gotten good at it. But a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know how to color match. Girl, you don't have to color match by yourself. Like we do it together and you learn as you go. So it's not like there's not a one size fits all for color matching. There are artists who have been here 7 years since the beginning of time and they still don't know how to color match and they still ask like other people. So it's fine. How to get rid of purple and blue under my eyes. Orange and yellow. So if you have under eye, don't try to use concealer. Try to use yellows and oranges. So you might need, if it's a maroony purple, you might need this yellow. If it's more pink purple, you might need this yellow, but usually it's Y01, yellowish orange 1, or just O3, orange 3. So that's but just text me, send me a picture. I can tell you what shades to get. So anyway, so this girl's like, hey, you can join my team. I'll help you with all of these resources. And I'm like, all right, bet. So I joined her team and she kind of led me a little bit of the way and like helped me. But by this time I had already done so much research for myself. So I kind of learned a lot about like what I needed to do and how I could be the most successful and all this stuff. Do the brushes have labels on them? No, but you can determine what brush you need by the fluffiness. The fluffier is going to be a sheer coverage and the more dense brush is going to be a heavier coverage. And you can decide that based on what you need for your face and your eyes. So anyway, so I joined her team, even though she was going to make money off me, and I was like, ew, that's yuck. But then, after I joined her team and I had all these resources, I was able to, like, they were able to help me color match. I was able to get the whole big party that I had going on. They were able to help me with that. And ever since that day, when I had, like, it was like, it gave me a little bit of momentum. But then I realized that I had something to offer that most people didn't. And that was, I was completely myself from the beginning, right? So like in that first party where I was like, oh, nobody's going to show up, like whatever. And then people actually did show up, and I was able to talk to my host and say, hey, like you can earn free makeup like by doing this party, you know, and so she was like, well, I want the free makeup. So she told her, she kind of bossed her friends around a little. She's like, buy this makeup. And so it was really fun, right? Well, I'm dumb when it comes to what brush you need. Marla, are you in my beauty group on Facebook? It's called Freedom in Beauty VIP. You guys go there. I post stuff there all the time. You'll learn so much about makeup and brushes, and just follow me. And these questions, you guys, text them to me because it gives me ideas for content to create for you guys. So if you're like, hey, I need a video that's like breaking down the brushes, will you please text that to me? Because I could really use those ideas. I need to know what you guys need to know. And so if you have the question, other people do, and it gives me content ideas, and so that really helps. So anyway, so that was in January through March of last year, right? So I signed up 2 years ago today. And your voice keeps going deep. Do you have a cold? I do have a cold, but also Instagram does that all the time, and I'm not sure why. So it's ever since I got this new phone, so it's probably the phone. Anyway, so since then, I was like, oh, that was really fun. So now I know that all I have to do is just be myself, right? Well, then I was like, okay, well, let's try the social media route. So I got on Instagram, and I started doing the Instagram thing and the TikTok thing, and started really like posting on there. And I was going back to all those Saint artists that I thought were so stupid, and they were putting on this stupid makeup, and I was like, you guys are freaking dumb. And then I started doing it. I was like, oh, I'm dumb too. It's fine. Well, then I started emulating what they were doing, right? Yes, they are engravable. Someone in my beauty group just actually engraved hers so that she could tell them apart. This is the Lange Le Clip. I have a affiliate link with them too, a discount link. So if you just message me and say, hey, can I get the link for your Lange? It's also in the link in my bio, but it's the Le Clip. This is the 25 millimeter. And it's really, really nice. My husband bought me the Lange products because they were pink like years ago. And that's the only reason he bought them. But it's the first the first tools that I've ever used that held a style in my hair. And so I won't use anything else ever. So anyways, so I start going on social media and I'm making all these videos, right? And I'm copying what the other artists are doing, right? I'm like, oh, well, she's making a video about this. Let me do that. And so when I was making videos for all of, I guess, 8 months last year, while I was making videos, I was doing what the other artists were doing. And I would say, imagine, you guys, now that you know me now, like, imagine you're like watching my videos and I would go, for bronzer placement, what you want to do is place that here and here. And what that does, and I was like, that's what I did, you guys. Like, I was trying to sound like all the other Saint artists for so many months. Well, then I was like, what if I told a PI story? Like, and I had 300 followers. Most of them were other Saint artists or friends or my mom or whatever, right? And so at this point, I'm just like trying to create content because that's how I was getting a little bit of my sales. I also did a lot of Facebook parties. I was like, oh my God. But at this point, I'm trying to earn a trip to Mexico because they said, they were like, you can earn a trip to Mexico. And I was like, yeah, right. Like, only the top of the top earn the trips to Mexico, right? So I was like, yeah, freaking right. Well, I did, you guys. I earned the trip by doing parties and showing up. Well, what happened was, toward the end of that qualifying period, I started telling PI stories. And the first one I told, I was like, this is so stupid. No one's going to think this is funny. This is not like, I'm going to do it because I wanted to be different. I was like, I'm so tired of trying to be everyone else. I want to be different. But my PI stories, the college professor already told me you'll never make it as a PI because you're a girl and that's a man's industry. I already shouldn't be here because he told me that this is, so I already had that belief in my head that I was not good enough to be a PI. And so when I was like, I have all these 17 years worth of like stories like to tell, but no one's going to care. And so then and the qualifying period for the trip was like May to October. And I was like 1 month away from qualifying. And I was like, well, let me just share some PI stories. And they didn't, Caitlin, I actually posted it, recently. I did a 1 year ago today video. I'll post it again for you. But so I started, I started posting my PI stories. They didn't go viral, okay? I need you guys to know the PI stories did not go viral. Like, they were like, it was fine. Like, a couple of them, they were like, haha, they got a lot of comments, whatever, right? Well, what happened was I kept telling my stories, even though I was like, oh, okay, a couple people thought that was funny. Like, then it became fun. Then it became a challenge for me. And then I was like, I have so many stories to share. Like, maybe I could just tell PI stories. That would be really fun. And then I can combine my PI stories with my makeup and kind of like combine the one thing that kept me in this depression is the one thing that led me to the makeup, which ultimately led to my confidence. So let's combine them. So now I have these two passions in my life that collided in a way that I never imagined. And so in October, I qualified for the trip. My very first year being a Saint artist, and I qualified for the artist trip because I just busted my ass. And I showed up and I did lives and I connected with my customers and I made friends with them. So in October, I qualified for the trip. Well, it was October 21st and you had until October 31st to qualify. And when I qualified, I took a deep breath and I said, that was a lot of work. Like, I physically don't have it in me to do that anymore. And so November and December of last year, I gave up. So I gave up on being a Saint artist. I was like, this isn't sustainable. Like, that was fun. But that was fun, but it's not sustainable. And so November and December, I had gotten like $6,000, $10,000 in sales in a month. Like, there are people that have been here years that have never hit those numbers, right? Like, that's not, whatever. So November, December came and I was like, that was a lot of work. I'm worn out. I'm beat down. Like, that was a lot of work that is not sustainable. But I still told my PI stories because it was the one thing that made me different and people were really liking them, right? So, and people were like, wow, like they really liked my personality and the way that I tell my stories is exactly how I would tell it to my best friend. It was me. It was exactly me. I was no longer going, oh, look at the contour. Like, I was no longer trying to pretend to be these other Saint artists selling makeup. Now I was just putting on my makeup while I was telling a PI story and these two things that I loved so much that both like broke me down but brought me up at the same time. So November, December, I was out. I sold like maybe $2,000 and those were just reorders. Like, I didn't do very much of anything. Like, I did a giveaway in my group and I really connected like privately with a lot of my customers. So then my 1 year Saint anniversary came on January 4th of last year. It was 1 year and I was still at the same where I was. And I was like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. Like, it was really, really great, like how fun this was, but I'm not a salesperson. Like, this is not something that I do. Like, I'm just not someone who sells. Like, that's not me. So I gave up the goose a little bit. Like, I was like, all right, we're just, I'm not a salesperson. That's all there is to it. I'm just going to keep doing PI. And if someone wants to buy makeup, fine. Right. So my husband's birthday, January 23rd, we took him to Sonny's. I don't know if you know what Sonny's barbecue is, but he eats the place out of ribs every single year. And it's his favorite restaurant. And he eats all you can eat ribs. And he always sells them out of ribs every single year. So we gather all of our friends and family. We go to Sonny's and that's what we do. I walked into that Sonny's with, I think it was like 300 or 500 followers on Instagram. And by this time I had like maybe 30,000 followers on TikTok. Like, my TikTok kind of blew up or whatever, but it wasn't doing much for my business. Like, that TikTok is a whole different environment than like Instagram as far as like, converting sales or whatever. I walked out of that Sonny's with 50,000 followers on Instagram and I was like, what's happening? My consistency had paid off. All the showing up that I did the year before, all the stuff that I did, all the connections that I made. And then the PI story started going viral and people started paying attention to what I was doing. And so by the time I left that dinner, I had 50,000 followers. And I'm not saying that you have to go viral to be successful, but this is my story. This is what happened to me. And so then I realized, I was like, that's crazy. There's a ton of my videos going viral right now. And I thought that was nuts. And I prayed about it and I said, God, what are you doing to me? Like, what is happening? And so for someone who's always been called the ugly fat girl, and now all of a sudden I have you know, I have 200, 300, 400 color matches in my inbox because my videos are going viral. And I'm like, okay, God, what are you doing here? Like, we already went through this. Like, we already decided that this was not sustainable for me. And then it just, little by little, just, he said, I'm not done with you. And I was like, I remember praying and I said, why, you know, this, because it's cool when you find success in something, right? And like, not only financial, but like this, it was cool for me. Like, I'm competitive, like to be someone who's like kind of like making it happen, right? And I said, why are you blessing me with this? Why are you blessing me with such a cool opportunity? And I just recently got the answer. And he said, I'm not blessing you, I'm blessing them. And so it was like, it struck me. And this was like last month that kind of came to me. And I was like, you're not blessing me. Like, I am not giving God is not giving me a blessing. He is blessing others with me. He is using me to share my story with others, to share this makeup with others, to share my beauty, like beauty secrets and beauty tips or whatever, to help other women feel confident. And that's what this whole thing is for me. So this turned into like, yeah, like I was selling like $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 a month last year. This month, I'm selling $200,000-$300,000 a month in friggin' makeup. And like, I'm hitting all these records. Like, I'm a top seller and top enroller. Like, people are just, I have this big giant team. People are just trusting me with their face. They're trusting me with their business. And it's like, when God tells you, you are the blessing, I'm not blessing you, I'm blessing them. And then you realize that like your life is more than what you can, like how much money you can earn or how many friends you have or how you look, like the size of your body, the size of your frame. Like, it doesn't matter. All that matters is like what you can offer to others. And so anyway, so today marks 2 years that I've been with Saint. I no longer have depression. I no longer feel alone. I've met the most amazing friends. I feel more confident in my makeup. This makeup that has... It's so stupid. Like, you think you get emotional over makeup, but it's so much more than makeup, right? Like, it's the friendships. It's the idea that this woman who invented this makeup did it in 5th grade while I'm eating boogers. She's inventing makeup. And it's just incredible that, like, and I've hugged her neck so many times. And it's like, I am hugging the neck of this woman who had this vision and never let it go. And that's so inspiring, right? And, like, I've met her in Mexico and I met her at the conferences, whatever. And so I feel like there's something to be said for that. So what I also think is interesting, and I'll share this little tidbit with you too, the girl that I ended up signing up under, so I signed up under corporate, right? The girl that I met, that I ended up transferring to, I didn't find out until later, but her birthday is January 4th, which is my Saint anniversary, right? That's already crazy in itself, right? Like, that's her birthday. She has a journal, and in her journal she's been writing down her goals, right? And her, you know, you write down your goals, and you know, you can't hit a target you can't see, so you write it down, right? So she writes down, you know, her goals for the next couple years. And do you guys want to know what her top goal was? Freedom Barbie. Freedom. Her goal was freedom, and my whole brand was freedom and beauty, freedom Barbie, like freedom to feel to be the beauty that you want to be, and you have the freedom to decide what beauty is to you. You have no one gets to tell you what's pretty and what's good enough. You get to decide that. And so when she shared her journal entry with me, she sent me a picture and she said, my number one goal was freedom. Whether it's, you know, freedom from her salon or freedom financially or whatever, it was freedom. And I felt so glad to be a part of that, like, freedom. And it was like, holy bananas. And so it's just kind of neat. And, so anyways, what I didn't know, what I wish I knew when I signed up, was that January 17th is the Saint Artist birthday, which is the anniversary of the artist program. So in 2013, Saint was born. It was mascara, and it was e-commerce, right? And so the founder wanted, like, they tried to get this makeup in the stores. Sephora wanted the makeup. Ulta wanted the makeup. Free People wanted the makeup. They all wanted the makeup. But what they wanted to do was we're going to take your formula and we're going to make it for much cheaper, but we can sell it for a little bit more. So we can kind of dupe and Kara Brooke, the founder, says, I don't want to do that. I don't want to mess with the integrity of my formula. I invented this when I'm 10. You're not messing with my formula. They said, well, then we don't want it. And she said, all right, peace, bye. And then she's like, great, what do I do now? Now I've invested all this money that I've borrowed. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what do I do? And, so her sister's like, hey, you could make it direct sales. And she's like, ew, yuck, I don't want to make it direct sales. That's gross. And her sister's like, dude, you own the company. You can do whatever you want. Like, you make the rules. And she's like, that's a really good freaking point. So then she says, okay, we'll take out all the yuck, all the gross out of direct sales. You guys, she took out the minimum. There's no minimum sales here. There's no minimum purchases here. There's no minimum requirements. You pay $12.95 a month to be an artist. You don't have to meet any certain goals, requirements, sales, purchases. You do not have to go broke to be an artist. You pay $12.95 a month. There's no annual fee. There's no anything. You don't have to build a team if you don't want to. You don't have to sell one lick of makeup if you don't want to. You can sell $0 goose egg dollars of makeup. They don't care. Give me your $12.95. That helps us maintain your back office. That helps us maintain whatever. They'll do the returns. They'll do the shipping. You don't have to carry inventory. You don't have to do nothing. If you don't want to build a team, if you don't want to recruit, you don't have to. Like, you just don't. Like, there's no requirements. And I think that gives so many women such an opportunity, because what about the women who they sign up, but then they realize they're like, oh man, I have so much going on with my kids this month. I don't have time to sell makeup this month or whatever. It's fine. It's fine. They don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody's calling you, hey girl, where's your sales? Are you showing up? Like, what are you doing? Nobody does that. And so I really think that it's cool. It's like confidence in a compact. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's just that's why it's so special to me. And so, for the birthday, when she decided to create the artist program, that was in 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, no, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, no, 17, because I don't math, it's fine. And so in 2017, the artist program was born. And from that point forward, everybody started, hey, do you want to, of course they want you to like bring other people on your team so that you can like sell more. The more makeup you sell, the more people that sell the makeup they sell. Of course they want to do that. It helps everybody. But so the January 17th is the anniversary of the artist's birthday. Is it a birthday or anniversary? I guess it's called the artist's birthday. And guess what, you guys? The theme is 007. Shut the front door. Shut the front door. 007. I'm a spy. 007 was a secret agent, not a spy, but it's the same thing. Whatever. Like MI6, whatever. It's the same diff, right? And so I'm like, this is for me. And so any of my customers, like any of my people, any of my followers that like have been like, maybe I could be an artist, I don't know. This is your freaking sign. Like, it's 007 theme. Like, this is the time. Like, what a time to be alive, right? Like, it's very, and I love that it's very saint. Like, it's very sleek. It's very, like, classic. It's very, black and white and simple, but also very, like, cool. And so it's very in tune with, like, what saint is, but also, like, it is freaking 007 theme. I'm like, and you guys, they have a pink palette that is being released that looks like it's going to be like, so this was the Mother's Day last year palette, right? It's going to be different than this. It's going to be like a brighter pink, and it's going to have the, oh, poop. Here it is. It's going to be like this, but pink. All pink. 007 and pink. Have you guys seen my office? It is all pink. Like, my color is pink. You freaking guys. I allow it to sell itself. Yes, exactly. Like, I feel like all you can do is like, that's what I said. Like, I was like, I will never be up. Like, sometimes they're like, if you want to reach out to more people, why don't you reach out to the people that you went to high school with? I'm like, I hated all of their guts. I'm not reaching out to them. I'm like, hey girl, we haven't talked since high school, but do you want to sling some makeup? No. Like, I like it to come organically, and I have 230 artists on my team that have trusted me to sign up under me or sign up under an artist under me, and it's been organic. I've never been like, hey, if you sign up, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's all been organic. And so anyways, on January 17th, on the artist's birthday, you're able to get the, they're going to give you a free palette. It's like the glitter, the black glitter, the 007. Oh my Jiminy Christmas, it's so pretty. So they're going to be giving that for free, and I just think that it's going to be so fun, and it's 007 theme. So anyways, if you want to sign up as an artist, cool. If you want to buy makeup, there's going to be new releases. Oh, one of the new releases, you guys, is let me turn off this curling iron before I burn my house down. One of the new releases is a dupe, I think, I haven't seen it in person yet, of the Tom Ford Balm Frost. This stuff, it's like a lippy, really, really pretty. It's just so simple and pretty. It's called Diamonds Are Forever because 007. But I'm pretty sure, I don't know if anybody has noticed yet, but I love the Tom Ford. This was from Sephora for like $60, but I think the Saints is only like $20, I think. But I think it's a dupe of that one, and I'm dying. So if you sign up as an artist on January 17th, good morning, sunshine.
Good morning.
Winter break. So if you sign up as an artist on January 17th, you'll get one of the free black and white palettes, but the new releases will also be available to purchase. So if you just want to purchase the pink palette, you can do that too. So it's going to be really fun. So if you've ever thought about being an artist, I really hope that my story inspires you to know that you do not have to go out here all willy-nilly in people's messages and be like, hey girl, would you like to buy some? Nah, we're not doing that. Don't make it weird. Like, we're not doing that. We're just out here. And to be honest with you guys, all I did was show up and put on my makeup in front of a video camera. And so this is what I'm doing. And these people that like are watching you, they're grown ass people. Like, they see what you got. If they want it, they'll ask you about it. Obviously you can tell them a little bit about it, but if they want it, like, they know it's there. You know what I mean? So I think that it's kind of one of those things where, like, you don't have to be someone who is crazy, like, experienced with makeup, number one, because hello, a lot of women that I meet are like, I have no idea what's going on with makeup. So of course they want to talk to someone who also has no idea what's going on, because it makes it more realistic for them. Yes, I will. I didn't set the artist thing up. I will message you. You guys text me. Text the number that I have here. Send me a text to that number with the word artist, and that way I know that, okay, you want information on the artist program, or you don't have to say, or you can be like, hey, I want information on the artist. Like, you don't have to text just one word. It can be an actual conversation. But yeah, that's it. So anyways, I'm going to go be sick, but I still have stuff to do because mom life. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope that you find some kind of inspiration here. I hope that this is a place that I can really create a safe, comfortable, happy place for women, for people to just be themselves. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for your support. And I'm so excited for my 2-year anniversary here. So I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.